Hello and welcome to Rule of Thirds, a conversation about art, design and culture with your hosts
Burns,
Mike
and Jude.
If this is your first time listening, welcome to the family. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram at Rule of Thirds Pod. Don't be shy to say hi.
A question about the arts and the craft. If you didn't know, then it's good that you asked. You tune into the culture. This the rule of thirds. If you want to, you could tune at work, yeah. They tell me, does that frame fit good? Does it feel right? You want a still photo for your website, but you want a logo we can design, right? Yeah.
In this episode, the boys talk about the recent controversy surrounding Beyonce's Renaissance tour merch and Japanese artist Hajime Sorayama. We also discuss where the line is drawn when it comes to paying homage and copying.
People, what's good? What's good? New week, new episode. We are back.
Yeah.
Sir.
How are we all?
We're good. I'm good. Yeah. Burns is happy.
I'm amazing. I'm doing great. Can't complain.
Look, he's really smiling.
Yeah, it was. I was doing proper cheesing. Nah. Yeah, I can see your molars, like.
No, for real.
I said bowlers, you know.
all the
Ballers.
32.
Yeah, man. God's
No,
good.
word.
Man. God's good.
That's good to
Yeah.
hear. That's good to hear.
Yeah. But
Are we going straight in, or are we trying to say
Yeah.
hellos and highs?
no, I mean it's daily doses, man. We straight in. I kind of it feels almost like the rumor report by the Breakfast Club at this point.
Wow.
Oh, I'm so done. How can you do such a horrible comparison? But I hear it.
I
No, but you
feel
know what I
the
mean?
way,
It's like-
but it is what it is.
Now, word. How can you reduce us to that?
Oh, okay. We're not.
We
that
come
one
with
yet.
information, very important information for people to know.
We come with some very important
Yeah,
information. But there's a lot to discuss. We've had
Yeah.
conversations floating around. I've seen Beyonce and her stealing work. I've seen. I
Yeah.
watched today actually Kanye's rave or something that he had in Miami. To round off. I think it was. What's it called? They got like an art weekend in Miami or something like that.
Oh,
Art Basel.
Art
yeah,
Basel,
that's it.
Yeah.
So I think to round it off, they did like a listening party that Kanye's famous for doing, which was interesting. It was pretty cool. There was some sounds I really liked. Lyrics questionable. Northwest had
as
some
usual.
lyrics, which was kind of funny. But yeah, man, it was a weird lineup though, because you see like Offset, Chris Brown, Kodak,
Yeah.
Lil Durk, Ty Dolla $ign.
What a group of people.
Yeah, Kanye obviously.
You got like the grimiest.
Yeah, you saying those three names,
Cancel
those
people.
three names in a row already. Offset, Chris Brown, Kodak. It's already
Yeah, bro.
it's already grimy.
It
It's
is
not
Murky
looking
waters,
good.
man.
It's
Murky
not
waters.
looking good.
Yeah,
You know, the people will love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even the
Will
logo
they?
as well.
Look,
Logo for the
people,
Vultures album is a bit interesting. Very interesting.
but people are still gonna listen. Like it's Kanye West. People already retweeted.
It's giving olden day Germany, if you know what I mean.
I mean, that's where the logo is from as well,
Don't
which is
kill
funny because that
me.
was.
But
Yeah.
the thing is that even that logo, I researched it. Isn't a lot of flags. Even Albania's got it as their it's part of their.
But I mean, is it even
was
going to drop?
something.
That's the first question. Like
Yeah,
even
that's
before
true.
we like
I'm
is
sure.
this
I'm
project
sure
even
it
gonna drop?
is. I feel like it's too far in. I know, but too many people are involved. But then again, this is the same with the previous project, so I actually don't know. You're right. You got a point.
But yeah,
Yeah.
man, his thing's a bit problematic though, man. Even when I was watching it, he was basically wearing like a black KKK like kind of like hood.
So I saw
Oh, okay.
this.
Nah, that's pushing it. I don't think he was.
I
don't
saw
think he
this.
No,
but, like,
he
remember,
was.
Remember Black Skinheads? So like someone
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that reference." But I'm not gonna lie. I saw it. I said, "It's giving N
giving-
instead of KKK." It's looking very somehow. It's
Yeah.
looking very very
But
somehow.
I'll be honest, because I was watching, I was listening to the video, yeah, but like I was just doing my work in it, and then I just glanced again. I'm like,
Oh,
hey,
God.
like I Like, do you know how mad that is, bro?
So long.
I said,
So
nah,
too.
I can't lie. It's giving that, man. It's giving NNN.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
But okay, so what's interesting is that his new rollout is completely different from the rollouts he used to do, and I feel like I think I saw someone say that we're falling into the Kanye trap again, which is that like he does this every single time. He gets us riled up. He's like that uncle that
That's your uncle.
yeah, that creepy uncle that everybody is like you don't like them around, but when they're around, you just like okay, uncle's around, in it. You just have to deal with it because really and truly, like we know when Kanye's around, we have to give him the space. It's not like we can deny him of the space because the guy is so big that when he comes, everything is a moment for him. So we can't even ignore him. Is the annoying part. Even if you want to ignore him, you can't because half of the songs that are flowing in the industry are either produced or written, co-written by him anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like it's very hard to evade him, and I think he knows that, and he takes advantage of that quite a lot. That
And
now
like his formula
we're
as
here.
well is very interesting because he always does this thing of like, well, I don't know if he does it in personally, but you always get a leaked song, then you might get some pictures of him with an artist somewhere recording, then you just see like a listening party, private listening party, then you might get a leaked album, then you get the full album, like it's the same old.
But I feel like that's because maybe the people he hangs around aren't really trustworthy, though. I can't even lie, because every single rollout he's been with different people. So in my head, I'm thinking like, this guy clearly doesn't have people around him that are like a constant. Like back in the day, it might have been like Rhyme Fest, Sci-Hi, The Prince, Pusha T, but now it's like he surrounds on people I have never seen in my life. You know?
Yeah, strange.
So it's probably that's probably why there's so much stuff leaking, but. I don't know, man. I'm kind of tired of Kanye. I still will listen, but I don't know.
I'm not gonna listen. Just if you listen, let me know how it is.
The Vultures track was disgusting, though, man. I wasn't loving that one.
Wait, Michael, why won't you listen?
No, just even Jesus was a stretch for me. Like, and some
that
were cool, but
I would
like,
never listen to that.
You're doing one live show, another live show, different version, another different version, and you're not an artist that I love like that I'm going to be committed to wanting to know what this journey and this like era is saying. Like, and plus you're problematic on top. Like, I'm tired. After the whole White Lives Matter thing, maybe that was a cherry on the cake for me, that I was like, okay, uncle, we're just gonna leave you there on the side. Thank you for your service, but I don't need your service anymore. So yeah, it's just there's other people I can give my energy to. He's got enough people listening and tuning in. He doesn't need my listen. He's fine. He's cool.
So another person that you can give energy to, Beyonce.
You're funny.
Allegedly, she's stolen some. No, it's interesting because obviously
this is really giving rumor report.
Yeah, it's given that. Yeah, I can't lie.
It really is.
You know,
can we stop saying that, please? Stop it.
This is the Rule of First report.
We're a classy podcast, please.
Yeah, I'm joking.
No, it's fine,
we're not associated with that kind of nonsense. Yeah, Jude recorded us giving our advice to graphic designers, and my one ironically was use references. Nothing is original. So Beyonce, what's happened? Somebody give me the lowdown because I've not looked into it too much.
I mean, Mike, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
I'll let you go because I feel like, anyways, you do it. You do it.
Fair enough. So basically, allegedly, this is not alleged because he actually did post it. So the artist Hajime Sorayama, and you probably know his work because he does a lot of like the Metropolis kind of like Art Deco-ish references to these kind of like space exactly. So he also designed some stuff for the Weeknd's tour that just happened, and so he posted saying, and I quote, "Yo, Beyonce, rock hand. You should have asked me officially so that I could make much better work for you as like my man. The Weeknd, basically saying like, "Yo, if you want the source, you should have come to the source." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I think he references the picture of Beyonce's merch, which has like Beyonce's head with the
antennas.
But the thing is, yeah, the antennas, and the thing is, I think Beyonce has been notorious. I think there's a whole. I even have a thread here, like of the amount of things that people have accused her of copying. So it's just one of those things, isn't it? Really and truly. But yeah, that's what Hajime Sorayama is saying.
But is that down to Beyonce or is that down to her creative team?
Fair point.
I think it's down to Beyonce.
You really think so? Do you think, in the sense of that, she kind of verifies everything off, kind of thing? She's like
No, I don't think it's verification per se, but like, I'll be honest. I feel like if you're gonna do something, you should be interested enough in what you're doing. Because I'm pretty sure if it was something that was, let's say, racist or anti-Semitic, she would be quick on it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they don't let those kind of things slide. You know, even I think when she used the word, the derogatory word for someone who isn't necessarily mentally, and they took it out so quick. But I think they don't, like we've been speaking about.
Is it like, was it retarded she used or something?
It was like another word for like, another word for that, basically.
That word.
Oh, sorry.
The 4-letter word beginning with S. Or 5-letter word. Rhymes with...
Well, I mean, yeah.
Rhymes with, I don't know. I was going to say like it has, but that does not make sense.
Oh my God. I'm going to say it.
That's basically it, mate.
Basically, Paz with the S at the front. Paz with the S.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to cut all of this now.
No, it's fine. But my own personal thoughts on this, right? And this is my issue because now I feel like I'm a defender of Beyonce on this podcast. Look at Burns and Jude. I am not. I am my own entity. My if anything, my affiliation is with Solange. Anyways, with this, because I was thinking, where's the line, or how do we make sure like something's inspiration, and then when are you actually like stealing when it comes to art and stuff? I think in a lot of like creative rollouts, it's something that we see, like people can be inspired by certain art movements or particular artists, and they can use that aesthetic, let's say, for their work. I think with Beyonce, because there's been links to her exploring like the themes of like robots, and if she's a robot with what's the song? Sweet Dreams video, she kind of had like a robot costume that was by Mugler, the fashion company. And then I think in her I Am tour, she also had like similar costumes on that tour. And so like for Renaissance, like when it starts off with the Renaissance part of the concert, she's in that kind of like robotic thing again, and it kind of like starts coming apart, and then she kind of comes out. So there has been that imagery there. But then with this particular, there's like one particular costume with like the antennas on the ears. For me, it's like close enough to her original stuff that she's kind of explored before. But obviously that's a very distinct, especially the antenna ear things with the helmet. I think that's such a distinct thing to the artist Hajime that has you thinking like, oh, okay, it's like with even with her hats, because a similar situation happened with the formation hats that she wears like during the music video and the tour, like the really tall hats. Erykah Badu was kind of like, are you copying me kind of thing? And then that was a whole thing there. Yeah. So for me, it's like, okay, when does something become copying, and then when does something and like stealing, and then when is it like paying homage to somebody? And then also, when is it just, oh, I've been inspired by this and I want to use this in my work? Because yeah, it seems a bit murky. And yes, I agree. Beyonce is a huge entity in herself that she can, like, if she wanted to, she could be like, hey, I love this. I want to work for you. Let's collaborate and stuff. And so I hear what Hajime Sorayama is saying. But then when you have like a team of art directors and creative directors, because she does have a large like team at Parkwood who kind of help. Sirens, if you can hear, sorry. But Okay.
It's the beehive.
They're coming after me. But yeah, like with her team, for example, I think I always get his first name wrong. Andrew McCadsey, I think, is her like lead creative director at Parkwood.
Right.
So I'm just like, okay. And with a lot of the imagery with this tour, that robot thing has been there. So it's like, okay, is this their creative direction that she's like, yeah, this is cool. Let's explore it. Was it Beyonce just signing off on things? Because there's a lot of things that she's looking at. She's looking at the costume. She's looking at directing the concert film. She's doing musical direction. So is she really going to be like down like to that degree of like detail and stuff as well? But these are just questions that I'm throwing out to all of us to just think about.
You answered them yourself. I'll be honest,
you guys.
I can't let it slide. I can't let it slide because I just feel like, again, this is Beyonce. This is not anyone. This is not Lil Mama. This is not Kerry Hilson. This is not anyone. Like, this is Beyonce. So in my head, I'm just thinking like, if Beyonce wants to reach out, if her team wants to reach out to any of these creatives, it's just one email, one phone call, bam, it's done.
It's never very few people reach them.
Bro, very few people are going to say no to Beyonce. You know, very few people are going to say no to Beyonce. And I feel like, again, for me, looking at the history of the things that maybe not necessarily her directly, but her team have done, it just seems like there is a bit of like, oh, it's Beyonce. You should be privileged that we even let her know anything about what you're doing, if that makes sense. So maybe I wouldn't necessarily blame her personally, but I would say that the creative team aren't doing the due diligence to make sure that she understands, because I'm pretty sure she won't have a problem saying, oh, this is where it came from. I think similar thing happened when the Who Run the World music video, when the dance was from an African I can't remember what country it was. I think one of the Francophone countries. No, it wasn't the tribe. They tried. No. They were just dancers.
These I don't think they're twins. It's just like
three dudes,
them, right? Is it three? Mad.
No. So there were three
guys,
not
the twins, not the twins. Yeah,
not the twins.
She flew them
but there's
like,
these three black guys
and stuff.
And exactly. So it's like, if that's happening, it's clear that she can do it. And it's like, if you can do it once, you can do it again. You're Beyonce. You're not like, it's not like, oh, she's gone broke, she can't afford to, or she doesn't have the reach or anything. So in my head, I'm just feeling like, and obviously in this, the Hajime Sorayama situation is a bit more specific, because Hajime Sorayama is like a legend in its own right. So it's not necessarily like, but you got to think about the other people who might not be able to have the voice to say, yo, Beyonce, rock hands. Like, there's a lot of people who are getting their stuff, let's say, taken and then given to an artist, and because the team is not doing due diligence to be like, oh, by the way, this was inspired by this little artist, or the lyrics actually was inspired by that song, people get slighted and be like, yo, I'm getting my art stolen. And like, if I look at the list, there's so many people who've said the same thing about like, oh, I was up and coming and Beyonce stole my song, but it might not be her. I think it's more down to the people who surround her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my personal,
Yeah, and I think as well, maybe it's that high pressure situation where maybe the creators in the team are looking for something. Maybe they've been put under pressure to find an outfit, or I don't know, just something. It's like, oh, I found this, it looks cool, kind of thing, and it's like they bugged out. Do you know what I mean? So it's it's difficult. It's very difficult. But I think as an artist, there is no excuse really, because if you're not even caring to see where something's come from, then that is kind of problematic in itself. So yeah, Beyonce low-key is to fault in its entirety, because that's her brand, right? And it's like, rule of thirds, for example, if we were to do something and we were like, we don't care, it looks nice, let's do it, and then we get called out for it, that's our fault, because we were too lazy to see if it was a problem or not. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's a bit of a techie one.
But I was gonna say again, like, where's the line between paying homage and taking inspiration and stealing? Because a lot of people were able to be like, oh yeah, she's got that reference from Metropolis and the artist. Like so many people straight away were like, oh yeah, this must have been on like the vision board and stuff. So loads of people were able to kind of connect that with the artist, which in a way, I'm not saying it's like right or wrong or anything like that, but I'm just saying people were still able to be like, oh, okay, I noticed this from this. Or like when people use references from like old films, let's say, and put them in their music videos, or I don't know, like to be fair, there have been like some issues like I think Kendrick Lamar, All the Stars, that music video is a great example with Lena, Iris, Victor. You know, the part of the music video when he kind of like walks through this room and there's like loads of these like women who are like godlike figures, and then these like it's almost like there's text or something coming from the ground. No, from the ceiling. There's like stuff there. So that was, I think they directly had contacted the artist to be like, oh, would we be able to like collaborate or work together on something? And she was like, no. But then they still kind of ripped her like her look and feel into the music video, and I think she did too. But for example, something like that where they actually contacted and they said no, and she said no, and then they still used it. For me, I was like, oh, mad. But with something like this, and like, because I feel like there's so many instances where so many people like use stuff as inspiration, and you can see the reference, and that in itself is like, you're paying respect. But then maybe because also Beyonce is a huge star, it's like, and I hear your point. If she wanted to, she could definitely be like, hey, you know, let's collaborate. Not even collaborate with Pay, but let's work together on something and make something really amazing. But then, to be fair, I guess I'm like, I hear it more and more because I think with the theme of Renaissance, that album. No, I'm like, you know, in real time thinking about it. With that album, obviously it's good. Centered around a marginalized group like queer people, and it's like celebrating them, and she's kind of been able to credit and give a spotlight to those group of people. And so I guess in my mind, I'm like, okay, I do hear it that obviously with something like this, you could definitely have been like the artist. Yeah, like, would you want to work together on this? But at the same time, I am too like, when does it become stealing and when does it become paying homage to, you know, someone? Because loads of people do that, but is it a thing of power when they're at a certain level that you must I can't lie. And pay?
I think it's level of influence, you know, level of influence and power, because that leads on to something else of where somebody or a company took inspiration, and this is GTA.
Oh my god!
6.
Wait, but the best. wait, hold on. We're running to
this segue is crazy. But
now,
did those people get paid?
Hear me out.
Did those people get paid?
Hear me out. Okay.
Did they get paid?
So the Florida Joker, basically is suing Rockstar Games for essentially using. I don't know, in the clip you see a guy like this with his tattoo on his eye like that.
Likeness,
yeah. But essentially he's suing him for about $1 million or $2 million. And that's literally what he said. But it's like, even with that, like obviously they took reference from, because of GTA is referencing like Miami in this case. Do you know what I mean? But there's a lot of things that were referenced, but people obviously didn't get money for that. Do they deserve to get money for it?
You see, that one is tricky because that's someone's likeness.
No, but like even like, I was twerking on a car.
This is how I see it.
And then now you've got an NPC twerking on a car that was inspired by me.
No.
He may not look like me, but I was on that car, and my twerking provided that material for that game character to twerk on that car.
My thinking is this though. If it's a public event that has happened, and we're talking about artists here, we're not talking about just individuals, because really and truly, you can go and make a music video and act like Trump in there. That's a public figure, and no one's gonna be like, you're copying Trump.
Yeah, true.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we have to talk about like the power dynamics as well. Like, yes, we get it, but GTA's whole thing is the parody of real life.
Yeah.
So it's like, no one is going to be surprised when you have a lot of references in there that have to do with things that are happening. Even if we had a Beyonce reference in GTA, no one would be surprised. Like, everyone would be like, it's GTA. The whole point of that is to do that. But Beyonce is a serious artist. Beyonce's not GTA 6. Beyonce is not GTA 6. Like, that's a serious artist with serious like career. Like,
like are leading to like a more enriched version of this game where the gameplay and story and everything like allows for
I
that
agree.
to be a better experience. So it's like, and that's coming at
Yeah.
a cost. Where Rockstar gonna charge how much they're gonna charge, and part of that
But
amount
I feel
is
like
because
if
of that
they're
work.
to sue them, that's fine. If they want to sue Rockstar, I think they're in the right to sue Rockstar. That's fine. But again, that's what makes Rockstar Rockstar. Like, look at the name, it's Rockstar. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, and then we have Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are completely different spaces because personally, I feel like Beyonce has a responsibility to the art, especially with how she, like you've even said clearly, like how she approaches it is completely different from other artists or other companies. Rockstar don't care. Like, their whole thing is, oh, we're just gonna cause chaos in a game or whatever the case may be. Like, Beyonce is here saying solidarity with this, solidarity with that, but then it's like there's clearly a disconnect somewhere. Like, a clear example is when she did the Lion King album, and a lot of people gave her a lot of flack for that because she didn't really follow through with it in terms of like actively even like, for example, the whole tour situation where she never toured in Africa, or really and truly just using that aesthetic and kind of leaving it. Do you get what I'm saying? So these things are again. No, I'm saying
not touring Africa after an album like that is wild.
I hear it, but all I'm gonna say is the logistics, because I remember Yemi Alade put a video and said she herself does not tour like within Africa like that, because she said like the logistics are actually like mad. So for somebody, and think about the type of show that you want to get. You don't want to give like a substandard show to Africans, because that's now gonna raise. Oh, when you come to Africa,
but this is Beyonce.
You're going to give us stage.
This is Beyonce.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, even
Beyonce
artists in
this, she has budget.
Beyonce.
Cool, but I'm just saying it's a lot more different when you're doing it in a place like Africa. Like, there's certain things, like even down like culturally, like for example, like when people do music videos, like Wizkid. I remember like reading a tweet, like, or even someone, who's this guy that does skits? Is it Lai? The tall Nigerian guy who does skits.
Oh yeah, with the glasses. Yeah,
with the glasses. And even with him, like, you have to pay like the area boys when you want, or like just local people, so that they don't come and rob you. Some of them, so like in some situations your stuff doesn't get robbed, or like so things are just patterned in a certain way so you can use the location to film something and go about your business. There's so many things that work differently back home in certain countries.
You think everybody's will move to Beyonce?
I'm not just saying it's just for Beyonce. I'm just saying it in general to say there's things work differently back home compared.
But it's Beyonce though.
I know, but I'm just saying.
This Yemi Alade is an amazing artist, but Beyonce.
You guys are saying, you guys are laughing, and like I'm saying, if African artists within the continent don't do crazy Pan-African tours like that within the continent, yes, someone has the means and someone has the money, but let's be real, the babe's a capitalist. She's gonna want a return, from my perspective. So,
she'll get one.
How?
I swear Wizkid's done that though, and Davido's done Pan-African tours. Even Burna Boy.
They all have. Yeah, they all have. And this is the thing. I feel like it's a misconception. That whole Africa, it's not there.
I'm not saying it's impossible.
If you don't have the means,
I'm not saying it's impossible.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not saying you are.
I'm also saying this is a babe that was. There's the equipment. It's just. I'm getting so frustrated because I'm like, we're saying this and I hear it, but the logistics are going to be mad. This is a babe that said, "Oh yeah, I had 3 stages for the Renaissance tour." I know Black is King, that tour could have been different. You had 3 different stages as you're in one city. 2 are getting built elsewhere. If you're saying, okay, Nigeria, cool, we're gonna get the largest stadium, we're gonna do this. We're going to get all the trucks to do their thing. We're going to get all the people to do their thing. You need to make sure the gen is on. Like, the logistics are going to be mad. Yes, she has the money, and I'm sure she really
I don't think it's going to be mad.
And okay, you know where I disagree, yeah? Like, even Chance Rapper and Vic Mensa, they ran the Black Star Festival, yeah.
I hear it.
And that is the first to ever be done kind of thing, yeah, especially
that's a festival
in that kind of area. And it's like, I know, but even them small boys can do it.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, anyways, I have my own thoughts. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm just saying it will be complicated, but I guess I'm also the type of person that's like, oh yeah, for the sake of doing it, you should do it. But I'm also just like, let's be real, it's not gonna be chicken and chips at the same time.
No, I do understand, because yes, there is a lot of logistics. I agree, but the reason why for me, I can't understand. I just feel like they have a perception of how Africa is, especially as consumers. Like you rightly said, she is a capitalist. So at the end of the day, the baseline has to be met. Do you get what I'm saying? But I genuinely do feel like she has so many fans in Africa, in Ghana, in Nigeria, in South Africa. And these are like a lot of the hotspots, like Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, and maybe what else? Maybe Cameroon, I guess. There are a few hotspots that you can go there and have a successful tour with no issues. Well, issues are going to happen regardless, but I'm saying like for an artist of a magnitude of Beyonce, those issues will never get to Beyonce. Like there'll always be at most middle management like issues. It will never be like, oh, Beyonce, the stage is in shambles, we can't have you going on stage. It will never get there. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, I just feel like, especially with that African album, if she wanted to,
I feel like she definitely missed out on an opportunity. Like, I personally thought a tour with like all of those artists would have been amazing. Yeah. I hear you. I'm just saying it's complicated, Shao, but who am I? I'm just a designer. I'm not a tour manager. I don't know the logistics of things. When was the last time I even went to Nigeria? I don't know.
Oh god. No, but to your point though, I think one thing that you were saying that was quite interesting is that what is the line between a homage and copying, and I think it's very interesting. So back on Beyonce, because she recently released a perfume, right? And she did like a short ad for it. She was just like sitting down like, hey guys, and I can't remember the name of the perfume actually, and she did a little spritz, and she was like, I think that's it, c'est noir, with a C. And then he sprayed it, and she was like, it's out soon, and I was thinking like, this is Beyonce. Like, what? Why are you sitting there doing like something an influencer would do? And this is in between your Renaissance tour. You would think they would go above and beyond, and that's what makes me like feel a type of way, because again, I think she has she could easily reach out to Gucci, to what do you call it, by Killian, to Versace, any of these fragrance companies, and say, hey, I've got a perfume coming. I needed this, I needed that to make it like outstanding. But I feel like, again, for her, she knows that her fans will buy it from it.
No,
she doesn't need anything else. She can just do it herself.
That's the whole point, right? I think that's the point, because I think fans have probably appreciated the more personal promotion compared to if there's an elaborate, oh my gosh, $1 million ad with like the craziest visuals, blah blah blah. But like, because she's the type of, I think the relationship she has with her fans, like her speaking gets people, oh my gosh, she said something. I think her even doing a sit down video to talk, she doesn't do that. So even seeing the responses, people are like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm gonna buy it. She's spraying, she's doing something personal, and that parasocial distance. Yeah. I think that was more effective than like what she normally would have done, because she's already associated with being like private and like far away from people and stuff. It's sold out anyway. True. Yeah.
Well, nah, of course it's Beyonce, but then it's like, okay, so then the whole homage thing is like, if Beyonce does it, is that original? Because really and truly, people, the things that she's doing aren't anything that no one hasn't done already. But when Beyonce does it, again, it's a moment. So this is what I'm saying, that she can't even do homage. It's unless she credits them. She can't say, oh, I just got inspired and I didn't credit them. Like, she can't get away with it because it's Beyonce. Right. Most people who might not be quote unquote cultured in different areas, music, arts, whatever, when they see Beyonce do it, the assumption is that she's the first person to do it. So if you go through even like Sorayama's comments, people are like, no, you copied her. Like, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, but
no,
again,
this is exactly what I'm saying.
Misinformed people, which is annoying. That's very annoying.
Also, her fans, her fans are very,
Yeah, so that homage and like credit thing is dangerous for people like Beyonce, because it's Beyonce. You can't say, oh, everybody should know, innit?
No, I hear you.
You can't do that with Beyonce.
But this is it's interesting because like even like the tour visuals, like a lot of the 3D stuff. If I was gonna be like, do you guys know who did that? Most people probably wouldn't know. It's like when some like photographers, let's say photographers, for example, like if they've worked on a campaign, then unless they post, they just to share, they may not be like, oh, this is the work, and they won't necessarily put their like what's it called, their logo on the picture or whatever. You know how like sometimes people like your face, they won't put their logo in the corner, but like because people have got paid, they don't feel the need to be like, yeah, credit me because they've been paid. So I think it's probably I hear it in a similar way of like, if my man was paid and was involved, he probably would he'd probably be like, yeah, that was me.
Yeah, it's a money thing. What he's basically saying is that, look, you didn't pay me my money.
No way. Come on now, give me the money.
Rub me the peas. When you think about it, it's not about, let's be honest, he's not saying, this show hot.
Why he's an artist though? He probably is down. He probably wants to work for Beyonce.
Yeah, open your pocket, man. Run us the peas, bruv. That's what he's asking right now.
It could be both. Definitely could be both. Would you work with Beyonce?
No.
Yes.
Michael?
Yes. I think, look, this is one of those situations.
Hey, Burns, why?
No. Yeah, actually, why?
Yeah, I didn't watch the Jackie Hill Perry video.
You're so annoying! You know what's so jarring? I spoke to someone about this. Literally like on Sunday, I was like, I think we were just talking about something. It's like, oh yeah, I sold my ticket because I got convicted through the video. I said, and now they wish they went. I said, well, anyways, it is what it is.
To be honest, I can't. Unfortunately, I can't really relate to I'm not really a Beyonce fan like that. Do you know what I mean? So I don't actually care, to be fair. But no, I'm joking. No, if she was on a good thing, if she was on a holy thing, yeah, man, shout at me, man. Let's work. Let's work. Let's work. All this spirituality that she's doing, though. Yeah, it's a gospel project. All this spirituality that she's doing, please. I don't dibble and dabble. But yeah, man.
No, I mean,
till next time.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in to today's episode of Vultures. Feel free to share your thoughts with us using the hashtag VulturesPod. And for more from us, follow us on Instagram at VulturesPod, or our personal accounts for myself, Burns JNR,
Mike at _man like Mike,
and Jude at Kente Kwame.
Catch you guys in the next one.